back to my channel and welcome to another video as promised. And you know, we're nearly there and another year gone. Okay, so this video, like I've said, it's the review of all the restorations I've done throughout the year. So I hope you enjoy it. I think there's going to be some that you've seen recently, obviously, in my Christmas video. So anyway, I think I've done them all. I did get a bit muddled up. I was trying to do them in order of what I had restored them through the year, and I missed a couple out and I got totally muddled up, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. Anyway, yeah, basically just sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video as always, and have a look at the models again, have a recap at the models that I've done all throughout the year. And if you've missed any videos, then you see the models and you think, oh, I didn't see that one, please go back and have a look at the video of the restoration. Okay then, so we'll get on with it. Right, okay then, we'll kick off with the first three cars. Now this was the first restoration or triple restoration I did of the year, and if I remember rightly, I think I had two of these were donated from Mr. Ian Hulley, or by Mr. Ian Hulley, and one of them was already stripped down and in pieces and cleaned. It had already been in the caustic soda, and I did have another one in my drawer, and then he sent me another one to restore. So I did all three at the same time, and they did come out quite nice. I made the boxes. They're not brilliant, but I did have them all wrapped in tissue inside the boxes since I did them. So this one, you know, this one I did in this kind of copper colour, which was quite nice. So the Chevrolet Corvette Stingrays ×3. I tried to do the detailing on the badges a bit, but very small. Then I did this one in the blue, same with the badge again, not very easy to see. I did the different interiors. Well, this one I did the light blue interior and the steering wheel, wood effect steering wheel. The other two got the same colour interiors. I don't know if you can see in there, but I tried to do the seats two-tone, dark brown in the middle and sort of Caramac colour for the rest of them, the seats and interior. I did do a bit of a boo-boo when I did my Christmas video, because when I finished doing them I blew all that artificial snow off them, and some of the snow pieces have gone up inside the interiors of these cars. I've given them a good shake, so I think I've got it all out, but it wasn't very clever, because I just blew up under the wheel arches, and of course there was some under there that had been stuck to the wheels, and it blew it through the gaps into the interior. Like I say, I've given them a good shake and a lot has come out, so I think it's all out now. But anyway, yeah, those were the first three restorations of 2022, and I did have trouble with the lights, if I remember rightly. They're still not brilliant. Those are stuck now. I can't get those to work, but anyway, they must be just stuck a little bit. I don't want to try and do it with one hand because I'll end up knocking them on the floor. But yeah, the lights weren't great fit at all. I had quite a bit of trouble with that. Okay, so that's the first three. So I'll just move those and then I'll get the next model. Right, okay, second restoration of the year was this Lamborghini, is it Miura? Miura, I don't know how you say it. So that's made in England, 1969, Leslie products. That's number K24. We got new tyres on it. It's got snow stuck in it as well. But yeah, alright, I did the interior a little bit different on this one, and it was a bit of an unusual colour I did it, but I had this green still kicking around when I did it, so I decided to do it that colour. Came out quite nice. I was quite pleased with it. Got the engine there. I think if I remember rightly, I did a bit of a boo-boo when I was doing the engine. I drilled the hole out too big when I was dismantling it. But anyway, it all came good in the end. Base I polished up. The wheels, I can't remember if they're polished or painted. I can't remember what I did on that. I'd have to look back at my own video. But yeah, that's quite a nice one. I had a couple of these as a kid which I broke, but they were the kind of coppery orangey colour. So this one's a bit different. Okay, so that was, like I say, the second restoration of the year. And I'll just put that one away and we'll go on to the next. Okay, then next up came the old Range Rover, Dinky Toys, number 192 Range Rover. And again, this is a custom colour. I did change things a little bit. I made the box for it as well. You know, I did these back bits black like the real ones were. That's the old J number, or the registration number of the old Range Rover that I used to have. This one came out quite nice as well. I did the black along the bottom there. And I tried to do the front how the real ones are. The grille in black there, the air grill, what you call it, air intake I suppose, you know, for inside. The engine I just did silver, like Dinky did it. So yeah, it came out quite nice, this one. Opening doors, interior I did the dashboard grey like the real ones, steering wheel black. Door handles did in black. So it came out quite nice. The back opens and the tailgate. I had to put a bit of blue tack because it doesn't seem to want to stay shut. The bottom tailgate. And I did my, if you can see, because it's probably not, I did my GBJ plate. Great Britain Jersey, that's what that stands for. So that was that one. It came out quite nice. I did do some outdoor shots in the little lane opposite that goes down to the fields, just alongside where I normally do my outdoor shots, and they came out quite well. So if any of you didn't see that video and you know, you'd like to see it, go back on my videos, and that's the third one I did of 2022. Okay, so I'll put that back and then I'll get the next ones. Right, okay, this wasn't the next restoration I did, because the next one I did, and I'll show you, I'll put a couple of still pictures on of it before we start with this Transit. It was the modern Corgi Mini that I did, and I did a custom repaint, and this was for a colleague of my wife who's got a Mini, a real Mini, and that's the colours that he did it. So the colours I did this was to look the same as his full-size Mini. So that's what I did with this. So I'll put you a couple of pictures on of it now. And yeah, I did have a job. I remember stripping this paint. I had about 3 times in the caustic soda and then a couple of times in the paint stripper, and still didn't come off. I had to scrape a lot off by hand, and it took me for ages to do. But anyway, we got there in the end, and it turned out quite nice, as you can see by the photos I'm just going to put on now. I'll put a couple of photos on. Right, okay, back to the Transit now. So this was the 5th restoration I did. Now this one started out life, if I remember rightly, as a police van, and you know, I wanted to do it in the Kenwood guise, you could say, and I like the Kenwoods. I've liked this one all along, but on eBay they seem to go stupid money, so I thought, okay, well, the police ones, there, you know, they're more common and you seem to be able to pick them up, and it was a bit of a wreck, so I converted the police one into this one. The number plate's coming unstuck there, so I was quite pleased with the way this one did turn out. I didn't do such a good job on the back doors, I think, as Corgi Bob did, and Martin Dares did one as well, but I thought the doors fitted you know, reasonably well, but they do move around a bit. So like there you can see there's quite a gap, but you know, it all depends how you shut them. But yeah, I was pleased with the way this one turned out. You got the opening doors, well, the back ones open all the time. They're a pain in the arse, they fly open. So there's a side door that opens. I did put the driver in this one, but I was told that you know, the Kenwood one never came with a driver in it, but as it had the hole in the seat, you know, like, because it had the police driver, I thought, well, I'll put one in just the same. So the detailing I was quite pleased with. Didn't come out too bad. I'm going to have to put some glue on those number plates. They were sticky, but over time they seem to come unstuck. So I did, you know, the half indicator, half side light down there. Tried to pick out the Ford in white, as it would have been, and put the jewelled headlights. I mean, it had jewelled headlights before, so put new ones in. But if I remember, the way the grille is cast on here, it's not quite how the real ones were. There's very slight discrepancy in that. Now, I can't remember what it is, but if you do want to know, just watch back on my videos and you'll see me when I did this one. It was a reproduction window unit in there, and it's not a great fit. It could be better, but it looks okay. So I did the hubcaps, the wheels white, and the hubcaps, I left them, I polished them. So I basically polished the wheels, and then I painted by hand the white, and that came out quite well. So the old sliding door works and everything, so that's great. So that's good. I do like that one. That's got to be one of my favourites. Right, okay, on to the next. Right, okay, next up we've got this Corgi sweeper based on the Mercedes truck. Yeah, so it's a Corgi Fawn AK435 road sweeper, and I had to make the brush because it, you know, it was all broken, perished, and it was missing. So, you know, most of it was missing, most of it was broken off. So that goes up and down. And what I did with this one, where I work for the States of Jersey, our wagons are now painted in these colours. Not the sweepers, I must say. We've got two sweepers, but we've got three sweepers. One's completely yellow because it's a Delivo, comes from Italy, and it's very good for going on pavements as well. It's a good machine. The other two are similar to this, but they're all white. But anyway, our dust carts and everything are painted like this, white cab and yellow back. So I thought I'd do this. And States of Jersey, I made my own little decals to put on. The States of Jersey. What did I put? States of Jersey Transport and Technical Services. Oh, well, I'll put it on that one. Look, Transport and Technical Services, Municipal Services. They keep changing the name, so we get confused ourselves who we're working for. So the beacon is just painted orange on the top. I had to repair the windscreen because it was broken. I put a piece in, but you can see a bit the 5-second fix down the side. Got a little tax disc. I put some jewelled headlights in there, round ones inside, and J6373, the registration number of the lorry I used to drive years ago. So that came out quite nice. Put some little jewelled brake lights and indicators on the back. I had to replace this pipe, so this is a custom pipe I put in. I made it. It's a bit of my. I had an old airbrush, and this was a bit of the pipe that I did, and then I just put a little O-ring on there and painted the bottom off silver so it looks like the metal bit. So that came out quite well, so I was pleased with that. It's a nice little model. Alright, it's modern, or more modern, but hey, so what? It's a model, and it did come out quite nice. Okay, so on to the next one. Bear with me a minute. Right, okay, next up we got this Corgi Major, was it Corgi Major Mack container truck, and this was a donation, and there were a few bits I had to put on it. I had no containers. I managed to get some, but they were the wrong containers, so I've painted them red, and I made my own decals to fit these containers, because they're not the containers that went with this truck and with this sign writing in this company, if you like, were slightly different. So I had to doctor my own stickers, the decals, these are stickers, to match the shape on the container. So it's a little bit sort of custom, but it is what it's supposed to be, if you know what I mean. And this one turned out quite nice as well. I did quite a bit of, there's quite a big one there, detailing on the lights. I don't know if you can see, you can't see very well with the light, but little orange lights on the roof with chrome bits. The bonnet lifts, if I can remember how I can't remember how to do it now. Yeah, you push in there, and then the bonnet goes up. So there it is. I did do slightly different. I put some jewelled headlights in, and it didn't come with jewelled headlights. I drilled them out and put those in, and I think it looks quite nice. It came up quite well. And there I did the Mac letters picked out in chrome. These stickers, they're not so sticky anymore now. They're starting to come off. I think now I've bought that vinyl decal paper. I think I'm going to use that more now because it seems to be better. Anyway, I've kept the images of that on my laptop, so I should be able to make some more if I need some. Okay, so that's that container truck. Came out quite nice. I was very pleased with that as well. Okie dokie, on to the next one. Okay then, next up, and number 8 on my list. So it was the 8th restoration I did this year. Is this Dinky Super Toys TV Roving Eye, and that's number is that 896 or 968? I don't know, but anyway, yeah, so I had this one in one of my drawers for quite a while, and it came out alright. I did it, I did the steps and that the way the real ones would have been, based on a comma, like the carrier. Made my own decals, which weren't great as it happens. They didn't, you know, they weren't brilliant, they were a bit big. But anyway, I had to go. So we got the cameraman on the top, or cameraman, and he swivels. That's a reproduction aerial. And if I remember rightly, I had a lot of trouble trying to get this interior out, and it broke into a few bits, and I had to repair it. Put filler in it. I glued it together, the pieces, and I put filler in and then painted it, and it did turn out alright in the end. Turned out alright. The stripes turned out okay. Yeah, I was pleased with that one. Got my little BBC decals on there, for water slide transfers. And there's a blasted chip on the wheel there, look. That's the trouble when you're handling them all the time. And I don't know about you know, you fellow restorers out there. I paint these with rattle cans, as you know, and you know, my paint isn't as strong by any means as the originals, so I suppose they were, you know, baked on the paint, I suppose, I don't know. And you've got to be very careful how you handle them after you've painted them, because they do chip quite easy. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody else, but I would imagine those that do it the same way I do with rattle cans have got the same problem. You know, but that's what I found anyway. Okay, so that's that one. So we'll move on now to restoration number 9 of the year. Yes, here it is. The what is it? It's the Corgi toys, yeah. Corgi Renault 16 Tour de France camera car. So there you go, made in Great Britain, Corgi toys. The camera and cameraman is a reproduction one. I made my own transfers. Sorry, it's not easy to see. Yeah, and I painted those headlights. The light's not very good for you to see, but I did paint the headlights sort of yellow, like the French cars were, you know, they had yellow headlights. Done the indicators and side lights in there. New tyres all round, polished up wheels. Those are my homemade decals as well. Picked out the Renault 16 in chrome. Yeah, I think it turned out quite nice. You know, the camera came already painted, and the cameraman got the old bonnet decal there I put on. Spare wheel in the engine bay under the bonnet, and I've done a bit of detailing the engine there. So that one came out quite nice. I was pleased with that one. So that's that. Right, on to the next one. Righto, here we go. Next up, the old Ben Bros Fergie tractor, and that was donated to me by Mr. Ralph Cooling, and I sort of custom painted it. I think it's the Fergie Continental. You can see by the way the engine is, there's the oil filler there. I've done in chrome at the top, but yeah, it's the Z120 engine by the looks of it, by this casting. I've got a real one. Yeah, so that was donated to me by Mr. Ralph Cooling, and I had to put a different steering wheel on it because that was missing, and I painted the tyres black, and I painted it all grey. They weren't normally that colour in these models. The figure, which is the right figure for the tractor, Lady Driver, that was in a box of stuff that Mr. Ian Hulley donated to me, so that was cool that I had that. And this one turned out quite nice. You've just seen it on my Christmas video. I'm still brushing the bits of snow off this one as well, but that is a really nice model, and I like that a lot, because grey Fergies, that's what I was brought up with on the farm here. And as you know, I've got several of my own real ones as well. Okay, so that's that one. Now, before we go any further, the Mack container truck that I've just shown you, the Corgi Mack one, that was donated to me by Mr. David Williamson. I've got to mention everybody has donated these models to me, but it's difficult to remember, but I have written it down. I've just looked it up. So yeah, that one was donated by Mr. David Williamson, so that was a nice model. So thank you for that. Well, thank you everybody who's donated stuff to me this year. Right, next one. Right, the model that I did restore before that, grey Fergie, which was number 11. Those of you who will have seen the video, it was a French Dinky Peugeot 404. Now I'll put some pictures on here again of it, like I did with the Mini. That's one that I did for a mate of mine. He watches my videos as well, and he wanted me to paint it for him, restore it, and do it in the colours that his uncle's car was, because his uncle had one of these. Okay, so I'll put some photos onto that as well. Right, so this one is Britain's model, an early Britain's model of an army truck. I had to make, these things keep turning, it's a half track. I had to make the canopy myself out of some tissue paper. I made some wire hoops, and then I'd made this with tissue paper and PVA glue mixed with water and painted it on, and then I painted the cover after. It is a little bit on the high side. I did have a job with this truck. It was in a hell of a state. I had two, but one was the tipper version, what was left of it. There wasn't a lot left of it. But this one had the cab all broken, part of the wheel arch was gone. So I swapped the cabs. I had to get a reproduction door, which didn't fit well at all. It was really bad, so I've had to use filler on it, and I've filed a lot off, and it took ages to get it to fit, and it's still not great, but it does fit now. So that's that one. It's a big old heavy model. Came out not too bad in the end. It was very, very pitted with rust underneath there. I don't know if you can see it, but all in all, it did come out quite well, and yeah, I quite enjoyed doing it. again, you can look back at the videos of that. I think that was the 13th video of the year that I did. So that's that one. I'll get the next one now. Right, so this is another one you will have seen in my Christmas video. Incidentally, this one and the one I've just shown you, the Britain's Army truck, I bought locally. I bought over here. It was advertised on Facebook. I did pay quite a lot of money for them. There was these two and quite a few other models, but they were all of them were in a hell of a mess, including, you know, this one was quite bad as well, with mudguards, bits of mudguard broken off, and I had to make up the back mudguard for it. If you didn't see that video, you can have a look at that one, see what I did. But it was in a hell of a state, and I think I paid 25 quid for the whole lot of the stuff I bought, which the guy I bought it off thought I'd had a bargain, but I don't think I did have a bargain. Yeah, maybe it was worth what I paid for it, but only just. You know, with the amount of work I've had to do on them to get them nice, well, these two anyway, you know, I did pay enough for sure. So this one came out really nice in the end. Well, I think it did. I had trouble with my stripes and paint drying too quick on the cab. I didn't intend to do those. I was going to be clever and do like Martin Dares does and scrape, because I wanted to leave the bit that's silver there, I wanted to leave it green, but I wanted to just pick out the edges of it, and one side did brilliant, the other side, no, it didn't work at all, and I was regretting it, so I thought, okay, well, you know, to save the day I'm going to paint them silver. But then my silver paint, it was such a warm day, my silver paint was drying so quick that it left kind of brush marks, so I wasn't entirely happy with that, but on the whole it turned out not too bad. Like I say, considering what it was like, if you look back at the video you'll see. Now, I did put jewelled headlights in this one as well. I drilled that out because I thought jewelled headlights would look nice, which I think they do look nice. Got my custom decals, waterside transfers. The Foden I've picked out in chrome, and the rest of the grille is in ordinary silver paint. Done it in my CRAPAUD transport colours. The flatbed on the back here, I got some stirrers from the Costa coffee, and I, with my spiky thing, I forgot what they're called now, but anyway, I did with a ruler, because the actual width of the coffee sticks was too much, too wide, so I scored some lines down to make like, it looks like narrower planks, but it's very hard to get it in the middle. I couldn't get it in the middle, so they're a bit, you know, there's a couple of wider ones and then narrow ones, but it didn't come out too bad. You can see, came out quite well. Top holder, and that's just tissue paper folded up and painted. Got a chrome, I just put the chrome fuel cap on there. I didn't want to do the bands a different colour, because most of the time the bands that hold the tank on are the same colour as the tank in real life, so that's what I did. The spare wheel I had to make up. I made it up out of one of those, you know, like when you get a boat cover, you got those poppers that hold it, you know, when you clip it, pop it onto the boat, or any kind of cover like that, you got those clips. So it's part of one of those. It was the right size. Well, it wasn't the right size. I filed it down a bit, but it was the right sort of shape, so that was okay. These clips that hold the axles on, I did struggle with those, putting them back. You know, if you didn't watch the video and you go and watch it, you'll see what I mean. But all in all, I was, you know, quite happy with that one, because like I say, considering what it was like, it's a very vast improvement on what it was. Okay, so she had a new set of rubber all the way around as well, new set of boots, new tyres. Okay, so that's him, CRAPAUD Transport Foden. What we got next? Okay, the next one is the old, another code 3. I'll just go and get it. So here we go, little Bedford TK. It's sort of a TK cab, grafted onto another model. I've forgotten what it was called now, what make it was, but it was made in Spain. The back part was made in Spain, and you know, I put a sort of headboard, if you like, gantry, whatever you call it, on there, because I did this in the colours of the firm I used to work for in the 80s. It was all Bedfords, and you know, that's what I've done this in. He ran a load of skip wagons, my boss. So again, that's the J number of one of the skip lorries that he used to run. It was a tipper as it started out life as, and then after I left the firm they turned it into a skip lorry, and that was the registration number. So I did a bit of black wash in there. You can see the grille, and it only goes as far as just past the number plate, because if they're fitted like with the power steering and that, you always had like a blanking plate behind the grille in front of the steering box, and that's why I've done it like that. That's why I've missed that bit. That was intentional, it wasn't a mistake. Also, I've put jeweled headlights in this. I drilled them out. I've made my own little indicator lights on there, and made some mirrors and mirror arms as well. So that's in the colours, like I say, of the firm I used to work for. I think in the video I did show the actual lorry I based this on. There's a photograph of it in there on the video. So yeah, I made these legs with the wheel, well, there's bits of wood with some little wheels I had from Mr. Ian Hulley. He sent me that. So these are the hooks that go up. I don't want to break that, but those hooks do go up. There's quite a strong spring underneath, but this lever had broken off, so I have glued it on. So I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to break it. There, the hooks go up like that, and those are supposed to hook in that when you put the skip back. See, then it's supposed to hook in that, and it tips the skip. But I don't want to do it on the lever and break it, but it does actually work. The skip does come down and tip. It's just very tight. Like I say, I don't want to break it, but anyway, that's the skip. I just made that out of cardboard and bits of plastic from little ends that we have at work. Now when we're strimming, we've got some very thick square nylon strimming thing for strimming along the pavements, along the weeds, doing the weeds, and that's all that is. It's just the little offcuts of that I've glued onto there, and then I've sprayed it, and then I put some decals, but that one went a bit cockeyed that side, but I don't know if you can see it's not all limited on there. And the same I've got on the cab, on the door. That's miniature decals I made, or water slide transfers of what he actually did have on the trucks like that. So that's another one that I was pleased with, and that's, you know, like I say, it's a code 3, and yeah, it turned out alright. The skip's a bit misshapen, but then they do, after they've been on building sites for a few years, you paint them up, but they gradually go out of shape. and I put some stones in, got them out the yard, give them a good wash, and I just put that in to make a bit of a load on it. So that's that one. Another one that turned out quite nice. Right, on to the next one, which is number 17, the 17th restoration of the year. And here it is, the BBC television service. Is it mobile control room? Oh, I don't know what it's called. Can't remember. But anyway, this one started out live as the ABC mobile control room, and because I already had one, well, my brother's old one that I'd done up because I'd busted it as a kid, he lent it to me and I ended up breaking it, and I thought I'd better repair it, so I did that last year. You will have probably remembered that one. And this one was the same, and it was in a very poor state. The windscreen was broken, the three pillars were gone, missing. And yeah, I thought since I didn't have one in this colour in the BBC version, I'd do this one in that as that version, and it came out quite well. These two little holes are for the cables for the camera and the cameraman, which I have here, but these actual ones in green, the BBC ones, didn't actually have that. So in the castings there were no holes there, but as it had the holes, and I thought, you know, rather than plugging the holes, I'll just get another camera, because I've got one with the other van. You know, I'll just get the camera and I'll put it in there. You know, these cables just go through the holes. You saw how it was in my Christmas video. I can't get them in now, it's fiddly. But they do go in there, and then there's the old guy with the camera, the cameraman. See, he just fits in there like that. So yeah, that's that. I put the little indicators on the side. They are just there, you can just see them in the casting, but they're not very clear. And then it's just the basic silver, not chrome. I just did basic silver how it was. Sorry about that noise, it's the wallpaper table going up and down on my tripod. Yeah, I did buy the decals this time on this one, because you know, mine wouldn't have shown up. Homemade ones, the yellow wouldn't have shown up through the green with mine, so I did buy them. So that's that one. I did have to put different wheels on the front as well, they don't quite match. You know, the back ones are the originals and the front ones they're different ones, because I didn't have any more of that pattern. Okay, so that's that one. I've put this white piece of paper, it's a bit late I know, but I think the models are showing up better, you know, on the paper with a white background rather than the brown of the paper of the table. Okay, so the next one. Okay, next up, the Corgi Dodge Q Fargo livestock transporter, restoration number 18, and this one I had in one of my drawers for a long time. Wasn't in bad condition, so I thought I'd do it. I did have trouble with the bonnet, for those of you that have seen the video. The suspension, look, the old pigs, I've just tipped them out. The suspension, which is like the prop shaft, was bent, so like most of them, the suspension was non-existent anymore, so we straightened that out, sorted that out. Didn't come out bad. like I say, it's just the bonnet that was a pain in the arse. It opens, it's very tight. See the engine, and yeah, that's that one. New tyres. Some of these pigs, they're Britons. I think one of them was the original in the model I had. Yeah. Right, so I had to put a new window unit in that as well. Okay, so that's that one. We're getting there, we're getting closer to the end now. You will have seen that one as well in my Christmas video. Right, so next up, another one that was in the video, and this was donated to me by Mr. Ian Hulley again, and it's the Ford 66,000, no, 6,600, 66,000, 6,600 or 6,600. So that's the Ford tractor. Repainted it, stripped it all down. Had to make a new decal for the front. Made the decals for the cab. This was an old cab that I had in a job lot that I put on. Had to paint it up. There were some gouges in the roof. I had to change a bit of the arms. I had to get some arms off another donor model, and even those were broken. I had to put a pin in. But if you watch the video, you'll see. If you haven't watched it, if you have watched it, you'll know what I'm on about. Also, I did the hubs in blue like they'd be in real. Back ones I made a bit of a boo-boo because it should have only been the very centre, and the wheel nuts probably that would have been in blue. But it's quite nice. So we got a reproduction exhaust and reproduction air cleaner, air mushroom. So that's that one. Next up is number 20. So to go with that tractor, Ian also sent me this trailer. It had bits missing. I had to get a reproduction tailboard. I had to get reproduction top. It wasn't this colour, it was blue. And these wheels I got off a model baler that Ian Hulley sent me as well. I decided to use that as spares. The decals or stickers I made myself. That's those vinyl ones. So it turned out quite nice in the end. I turned it into the class trailer that Britain's made. The old typical works look. So that was cool. That's turned out cool. So that, you know, to go behind the tractor, yeah, that's great. Nice model, or nice little set. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, next up. Now I've completely messed up the order of what I did these models, or the order I did the models in, because I missed a couple out, so my numbers are all wrong. So anyway, this is one I did a bit earlier in the year, and it's another one that was in my Christmas video, and this one was kindly donated to me by Mr. Peter Horton. And I thought I would paint the tractor like the real ones in blue, two-tone blue. That didn't work out. That went horribly wrong, as you could see, or you can see in the video if you watch it. Anyway, I decided to paint it in the metallic red like Dinky did with some of them. And what I did with this one, I also put some jeweled headlights in. which I think make it look a lot better. It's a nice little model, and normally you can't get them for love nor money. Well, you can get them, but loads of money. So yeah, that's really cool, that one. So that's the way I did it in those colours. Got the new driver, got new exhaust. I had to get another steering wheel. Did I get no? I can't remember if I got another steering wheel or not. I can't remember if I did or not now. The memory's going, the age is there now, you see. Anyway, yeah, that turned out quite nice. I put a little plough lamp on the back. You see there, jewelled one. And I had this trailer kicking around. The tow bar was broken off. The ring was broken off there. If I remember rightly, the ram was missing as well underneath. So I've kind of put all the pieces back together, and I thought I'd make a matching trailer to go with the tractor. So I painted it in the same colours. So this is a Dinky Toys trailer. This is Weeks farm tipping trailer, the old Weeks trailers. And I can't see what numbers on the bottom are there. 319, made in England. So I did it, like I say, to match the tractor, and I think it looks rather a nice little combination. So I'm quite chuffed about that one. I think I made a box for it. Yeah, I made a box for the tractor. Here's the box. So that's a nice, really nice model. That's turned out well. I like that one. Okay, next one. Earlier ones again that I did forget on my list. I've got them in the boxes. So this was a double restoration. So this one is the Dinky Toys. What is it? Rare tipping wagon. So let's have a look. I've got them all wrapped up in tissue, these. Well, I tend to wrap them all up in tissue when I put them in the box. You know, it saves them a bit from the cardboard. So they're pretty basic models, these, but quite nice. And I had to make the tipping mechanism on there out of a piece of wire because that was missing. So you know, it just goes down, or when you push down on the wire it goes up and holds the back up. So that's quite nice, simple, basic, but lovely little model. So there are, yeah, it's a Dodge, it's the Dodge tipping wagon. Not very big, as you can see. Get the other one out. I'll just put that to one side. I did this as a double restoration. Again, you can watch the video back if you haven't seen it. And this one is the what's it? The farm produce wagon. It's got higher sides on it. They were all bent. So that again turned out really nice. No tipper on that. It's just a fixed body. Simple, basic, straightforward, but looks really nice. Yeah. There you are. Dinky Toys Dodge again. Meccano Limited, made in England. There you go. So those two turned out very nice as well. Okay, right up to date now. next up is the old turbine truck. Excuse me. Very light truck. You've just seen it in my Christmas video. The body goes, not the body, the lift goes up. When you pull it up, that top bit swivels. Basket. It's very, very shallow, that basket, you know, in proportion to, if you think the size of the driver, if he gets in the back there, I don't think those bits are very high, you know, the sides. It's easy to fall over, so I think that, to me, they should be a little bit higher, but anyway, that's just me, eh? So that's that one, that works. Full of muck from the Christmas video. So I did that in the CRAPAUD Transport colours again, because I wanted to do it in those colours to put in my video. Again, put jewelled headlights, jewelled indicators. Instead of putting TT, turbine truck sticker on the front, I put CT for CRAPAUD Transport. I painted those air grills there, painted them silver. My door decals, if you remember, weren't great. I was a bit disappointed with those. Side ones are okay. We put jewelled brake lights and indicator lights on the back. The wheels I polished up because I couldn't get the tyres off, so I polished those up with the tyres on, and then I did the tyres with the you know, what they call that, the cleaner, like the bumper cleaner, and that it makes the tyres go nice. You know, they look a lot newer. Now I did the chrome bit along the front there and around the headlights. I thought I'd do that to be a bit different. Door handles, I was a bit disappointed with the screen because it didn't come up. You know, I did it with the nail buffers. Well, I did it with the sandpaper first, the very fine wet and dry. Then I did it with the nail buffers twice. I polished it a couple of times, and still those scratches are very, very deep, so it didn't come up brilliant. The interior I did with a black marker pen. The seat and the dashboard and the steering wheel, I did that in black. Okay, so that was that one. That was just a rivet, an ordinary pop rivet I put through, and I put a washer on, and I just hammered it flat. I put the punch in that little hole in that side, and then I just hammered that down. So that's that one. And then last but not least, right up to date, we got the old Hydra truck, Dinky Toys, done in green. It's got a couple of little chips there from the legs, and where I've been doing the craning the Christmas ornaments, or what would you call it, the Christmas stuff in for the Christmas video. So she's done a bit of work. Yeah, I managed to sort out the up and down, the cogs there. You see in the video if you watch it, if you haven't watched it. It took a bit of time, this one, but we got it sorted in the end. CRAPAUD Transport colours, and we've got CRAPAUD Transport on the roof there, and the CT on the front. We've done some jewelled indicators, done the coals, writing on the rad, done that in chrome because the coals grain. We've done the decals on the door, which I wasn't 100% happy with. Also, I should have, looking at it now, oops, I've just knocked the leg. I should have painted that wheel, spare wheel, red, I think. But anyway, maybe at a later date I might do that. Also, I might, when I've got my printer all set up again, I'll redo this. I'll make a vinyl sticker to put on there so it's black and yellow, or I'll do a red and yellow, I don't know, one or the other. I'll make a new decal for that, but I was in a hurry with this one. I wanted to get it done for my Christmas video, which is why I didn't bother. Once I put that on and realised it wasn't great, I thought, I haven't got time to start messing with it now. I need to get it done. So I put again dual brake lights and indicators on the back, and we got the CRAPAUD lifting solutions and the phone number on that part of the crane. What I will do as well later on, and yeah, I did have some stickers I made previously, but they were the wrong size. So on here where this little square is, it should say Coles, because it's a Coles crane, like I said. So it should say Coles on there and on the other side. So I'm going to make some stickers to put on there. Okie doke then, that's it. That concludes the last year's worth of die-cast restorations. I don't think I've missed any out. I hope I haven't. But yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And you know, I'm talking away here and you've got nothing to look at. So there you go, the Leyland tractor and trailer. So yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching my videos, and all my subscribers for sticking with me, and for all your comments. And I'd like to say a special thanks to everybody who has donated models to my channel this year. And to me, it's been really great. You know, I can't believe how many models I've had, especially recently. People are very, very generous, and I thank you all very, very much for that. You know, it's saved me quite a bit, because, you know, as you all know, buying on eBay is a very expensive thing. And living in Jersey, I have had a bit of trouble with some models that people have got a bit annoyed with me, saying that, you know, the postage doesn't cover, or my address doesn't exist, and I've had quite a bit of that, and it is a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest, when you get that, because it's not my fault. When you click to buy something, it all comes up automatically, the postage, whatever, boom, and I go to my PayPal, and that's it, paid. And I've had a couple of nasty messages of people because it's changed the postage, and it's nothing that I've done, it's what eBay have done. And you know, I've had to sort of send the money, which is fair enough, you know, for the postage, because blinking eBay has knocked it off. And but you know, it does cause a bit of hassle sometimes, so that's why I've sort of made the most of it as well when we've been away on holiday, to go to these places. Like we went to the Stag Fields in Cheshire. You know, that's great. I bought quite a few models there, and what I've saved on postage by buying those, put it back in the car, I can buy a few extra ones, because the postage, as you all know, the postage is a killer. And you know, when you send stuff from Jersey, it costs about 3 times the amount than sending from England to Jersey, if you know what I mean. That's why we took stuff I had to post for people in England, we took in the car with us, and I posted it when we got to Chester, because it was a hell of a lot cheaper. So yeah, so thank you very much, all of you who have sent generous donations, and you know, it's been really great, and I'm glad you've enjoyed the channel. I've enjoyed doing the models. I know I haven't done as many as I wanted to do this year, because I've been busy doing a lot of overtime, especially in the summer there, when all that horrible green seaweed came up. You know, we were doing every weekend and working on later in the afternoons, and it just didn't give me enough time to get models done, so I haven't done nearly as many as I had hoped to do this past year. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed all the ones I have done. So thank you very much once again, and you know, look after yourselves. And there's only one thing left for me to say, and it's this. From me and Monica, all of you out there, all my subscribers, everybody who watches my videos, a very happy and healthy new year to you. All the best for 2023. Cheers. See you next year.